to forget you. Now you're sleeping beside me. Yeah, I wonder who could we? Oh, could we pretend that we're on the same page? Now we're at the table, and you got nothing to say 'cause you're scared of all my answers. I can't handle this, I'd just rather forget you. Well, then help me forget you. I just need to forget you. Oh, you. I need to treat you better than that, and make you feel like I did in the past. Oh, I will treat you better than that. I don't need to forget you. I need to treat you better than that, and make you feel like I did in the past. Oh, I will treat you better than that. I don't need to forget you. I don't need to forget you. I don't need to forget you.
There's something that won't let me forget the way that you move. You tattooed me with your lips. I wore you like perfume. We were like no other, two hearts on the edge, but we went from lovers to just being friends. Played me like a song stuck in your head, but you still get my blood rushing. Dance with me, baby, you take away the pain. Dance with me, baby, you can lead the way. Dance with me, baby, a cure for the heartbreak. Dance with me and let this old record play. Let it play, baby. Let it play, baby. Dance with me and let this old record play. I know you see me cross the room. Let's skip to the end. I wanna be what keeps you sleepless past 3 a.m. I know that we're toxic, but I like the thrill. I'd be 6 feet under if looks could kill. Let's go back to where it all began and get too close as fast as we can. Dance with me, baby, you take away the pain. Dance with me, baby, you can lead the way. Dance with me, baby, a cure for the heartbreak. Dance with me and let this old record play. Let it play, baby. Let it play, baby. Dance with me.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here, of course, for Race 2 of Lobby 1 for the F1 2020 TTML Charity Night for Great Ormond Street Hospital. Of course, my name is James, a Pepsi Freak alongside me in the commentary box. And if you missed Race 1, thank goodness me, you were treated to an absolute thriller of a race.
Yeah, indeed, it was a very thriller of the race. Indeed, you had battles for the lead, you had a midfield battle, you had different strategy calls, you even had some accidents, and hopefully Pariah is able to have a good race here today. Because I did want to bring this up here because he did kind of tell us a story that he allowed his sister to design his helmet for this race here, and he's also going to do that for the next year's game as well. So he has a little bit of a purpose, carrying a purpose for this year's game as well. So I did want to bring that little story up as well, because we do like to kind of show off some of our drivers when they do something good or do something for themselves, if you will.
Yeah, definitely. And Pariah actually mentioned to me as well that Great Ormond Street Hospital has touched his heart, and his sister's heart especially. It was his sister that designed, of course, his helmet, and we'll take a look at that if we can, going in towards one-shot qualifying. But his sister was actually born with a rare syndrome, and that rare syndrome was a Apert syndrome. And it's a rare dystrophy syndrome that Great Ormond Street Hospital treat. And they do absolutely unbelievable work in terms of giving children hope and giving children a second life, basically. And it's fantastic to have a bit of a personal story also connected with tonight. And no matter how little you can give, no matter if it's £1, £10, no matter what your amount is, every single penny that is raised tonight will go to Great Ormond Street Hospital to carry on their life-saving work.
And even if you can't 100% give, you can share the stream out, get some way to give us some plus as well. Or even if you can't give right now or don't want to give, because I'm American, for instance, and Great Ormond's not really a charity hospital. It's around me per se. But if you want, you can give to a charity, even though it may not help the stream per se. Give to a local charity or a local hospital, like a children's hospital, that around you in your area as well. So even if you don't want to give here, give to a charity or a hospital in your area as well. Would be a great life lesson takeaway from this stream as well.
It definitely would, and I think all the charities, given the hit on the pandemic, given the hit on finance, Great Ormond Street especially has taken a massive hit in terms of the finances. So every ounce that we raise tonight will go directly to their funding. And we've raised £126 currently, according to my latest refresh at least. Miss Piggy, £10 donation. Didn't realise, as I say, we had the Muppets in tonight donating, but fantastic nonetheless. Adrian Lennon, of course, ECG Storm with a £10 donation, and I donated £30 as well, so I've already done my bit, and a great charity that does need our support. But Pepsi, let's go to the on-track action. Bahrain, of course,
indeed. Hopefully I can, actually, can I commentate this one for the lap as well? Because you did the Britain one. Let me do the Bahrain one here. Have a little bit of a horsey, fun little battle here. As we're going to ride, actually, you'll be the one riding on board, but I'll be the one commentating here. As away they go off in the corner one here, long straight indeed. And it's going to be a very thing. Right now, Funky Chicken leading the way as I'm going to pull up the telemetry here to have a nice little thing here to keep an eye on. It's like Funky Chicken still leads the way. Bashir up to 2. Looks like the Alfa Romeos both were up there at the very beginning. As it looks like we got a very, very little up and down battle. His drivers are still very fighting for positions. As you saw from the previous race, qualifying was very close indeed. But Funky Chicken looks like he's currently dialed in well. But it looks like the same top 3 from the previous race at Britain, as it looks like already Nicholas went wide along with the Haas drivers. So both of them have been validated already. And now Chris is up to E1 and Rekon the second, as they're going to come near the end of that long break corner. It's very easy to lock up. And then one of the hardest corners in the game coming up in just a few seconds here, where it's very easy to lock up, go wide, and invalidate your lap or cut. As top 3 is currently Christie, TBB, and Lemon. Mashira up to 4th. They're looking for a little bit better of a qualifying here. And McLaren driver still leading the way. Now to the next DRS straight here. Looks like it's kind of about getting a little bit more positioning here. It looks like Demo's up to 8, Neymar in the 9th here. Is going to break this corner here, get relatively nicely here. Christie's still leading the way. Mashir to 5th, Neymar 10th. It looks like one of the drivers is Hill on mediums. Everyone else decided to take a set of softs here. Now for one of the corners that can catch you off wrong if you go just a little bit too wide. Now we're on the long straight in sector 3 here. Christie, Lemon, TBD, Rekon, Mashir, all top 5. No real major position changes here. As it's going to be trying to go for the last corner here, try to get as much time as you can, make as much gain as possible here. Looks like Lemon was able to jump to 2nd, Rekon down to 3rd. Looks like there was a little flip-flop, but it looks like if no mistakes, it's going to be the McLaren driver P1, Lemon 2nd, Rekon 3rd, with TBD 4th, Mashiro 5th, and Tame 6th, with almost a good chunk, a quarter of the grid, finishing disqualifying or not doing times at all.
Yeah, Chris out on top, Lemon in 2nd, Recon in 3rd. We took you on board the lap with Noisy there once again. Certainly on my end, we were taking you on board with Noisy, and from the stream's point of view, Funky Chicken there in 7th, but the full grid order is as follows. It's Chris out on top, Lemon in 2nd, and role reversal, of course, with Nicholas starting all the way down the field. Lemon in 2nd, Recon in 3rd, TDB in 4th, Mashiro in 5th, Tomo in 6th, Funky Chicken in 7th, Noisy in 8th, 8/10 of a second, just under, separating the top 8. Neymar in 9th, Pariah down in 10th, Stereogram in 11th, Hill in 12th, Baldy down in 13th position, might be one to watch out for, Special in 14th, and then the disqualifications really come in. Special, Tom, Nicholas, Geese, Callboy, Yanne, and Kill, all getting out of disqualifications, or if you're Callboy, you get no time set for the 2nd race in a row.
Not indeed. That's not something you want to do for qualifying here, especially for qualifying Madison, a 25% race. But yeah, hopefully he can set some good times or get through the field quickly. So I saw a bunch of drivers last race. The Haas driver, Tomo, and a few others able to go from like back of the grid to the front, though. So it's not a death sentence as in other lobbies in league racing.
Pariah, by the way, saying in the comments section that he has problems with donating. He's going to fix it after the race. He'll be donating €50. €50, which is absolutely fantastic. I don't know how much that is in terms of pounds, but that's something like 30 odd pounds, I think that is in British money. A friend of mine is also donating €10. So Pariah, thank you so much, and to your friend, thank you so much as well. Fantastic to see.
€50 is £42.96. So that's about $43. So that's a good amount of money there. And that's going to definitely bring the donation total up here. It looks like we could be on pace to get 200 for the end of this stream. Could even get 300. But like I said, no pressure to donate. Just donate whatever you can. It could be $1, could be $2, whatever feels comfortable with you. Don't feel pressured to donate $50 just because someone else has.
Yeah, Maze has set the target, by the way, at 100, and we smashed that before about 8 hours before the stream actually begun. And I'm going to set you a target now to everyone that is viewing. If you can, and only if you can, I'm going to give the target £250. Can we reach that before the night is out?
And if you can hit that, I don't know if we have a... we could maybe, we'll tweet something or something. I don't know, we'll come up with something cool if you guys hit that. James Head will come up with something, and we'll follow through on it. So yeah, if you hit the 250 goal, me and James Head will do something with something. We'll come up with something. We'll do something.
In the 24 Hours of F1 event, we got a commentator to do a shoey, and I'm not doing a shoey in
I'm not doing a shoey.
stinking slippers that I'm wearing at the minute.
No, I'm not doing a shoey as well, but well, maybe we'll do something. We'll do something. So yeah, donate $250, and we'll come up with something. Trust me, it will be something cool.
Well, Babs, our social media manager, of course, might have to come up with a very cool graphic or something that we might get. But fantastic. I've just seen my donation pop up as well. All the donations are popping up on your screen, and the latest ones that come through will pop up on your screen as they come through live. So, Chris is out on top, Lemon in second, Recon on third. Let's focus on the on-track action, and I'm going to get the tyres up. Everyone in the top 10, of course, qualifying on a set of softs. All of the guys further down the field, most of them going for a set of mediums, and that comes to show the high tyre deg around here in Bahrain.
That is indeed high tire deg around here too. Going to see different strategies try to pay off here and make it work, but it's all going to be a one-stop still the same.
It is going to make the one-stop still the same. Somebody's smashing the polystyrene boards out on track. That was Lemon. That was not what you like to see. It's for charity. I mean, Lemon smashing out the boards.
Those boards aren't part of the charity. They're not donating anything. I mean, it makes the race harder. Someone hit the 100-meter boards, hit the 50-meter boards. Let's make this more challenging.
Make it more challenging. I don't think the drivers will be too impressed by that, to be honest, especially if they use the braking points around here in Bahrain. But Chris is out of top, Lemon in second, Recon in third. Geese and Cowboy have had a collision further down the field. They've been disqualified, so they take their grid order. Looking, though, at the top three, who are you going to go for?
Again, let's go Chris because he won last race. Lemon, you know what? I gotta go Mashiro again. I don't care. I'm back in the Mashiro camp here. I don't care on this one. I'm just gonna go Christy, Lemon, Mashiro.
Yeah, you weren't too far off, to be honest, with Nicholas, apart from me getting that 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which I think really downfounded you, because he would have been in the top three. But we are about to get underway once again here in Bahrain. Race 2 is about to begin. The 5 red lights are coming on here in Bahrain, underneath the bright night lights. And it's lights down, and away we go. Chris gets a good start. Lemon gets a sensational start off the grid, and he's already running down in towards turn 1 in the lead. So the German is through on his fellow countryman down in towards turn 1. Ferrari diving late on the brakes further down the field. That's special, I believe, but Lemon is through into the lead of the race. Chris is second. Recon takes third off TDP on the run up the hill in towards turn number 4. Lemon leads the way. Now the top 4 have gone away, and somebody has gone smashing off in the background.
That was Janin.
It's Yane. Yeah, Yane is off. And I think he might have had a collision, maybe with either Kill or Pariah. I think that might have been, but Lemon's out on top, Chris in second, Recon third.
Yeah, indeed. Luckily, Pariah is still racing this race here, and hopefully, again, we can get a quick shot of his helmet before this race is through. But yeah, we do have a battle here as well. It's Neymar and Funky Chicken battling side by side. They're going to go side by side to that corner. You never want to go side by side there. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Who's going to be the one that's stronger? They are going to try to make it work. No contact. They're going to hold it strong. Oh, never mind. They do touch a little. That's just wheels. No damage. They're still going to be firing on all cylinders.
Still side by side. Still side by side. Neymar comes into the slipstream. He's going to try and run the outside into 11. Can he get the move done? He's going to use as much road
as possible. He's going to use as much road as he can.
Funky Chicken. Neymar, by the way, is Division 4. Funky Chicken, I believe, is Division 3. So both of these guys put in a really good fight, of course. Very, very similar in terms of pace. That P8 and P9 out on track. Lemon, though, leading the way. Chris in second, Recon in third. Yana has left the session. They'll be thanking, though, for attending and for racing in both races here tonight. Thomas Lee on Stereogram further down the field. TDP, though, is right on the back of Recon, coming across the start-finish line to start lap 2. Chris out on top. Recon there in third. It's Lemon dropping down the field. That's in second. But in terms of the action out on track, very, very clean compared to Britain. As soon as I've said that, kills out the race.
PG, yep. He had a great race last race, too, and that will be the end of his charity race here as Noisy and Tomo are fighting here as well. But again, thank you for joining us as well, Kiji, and hopefully you can be here next season as now he's left as well.
TDP was right on the back of Recon. I thought he was actually going to lunge it in towards turn 4. Just gets caught on the outside curb slightly. Graphics switch to the left-hand side. I'm sure you can appreciate it's not our fault, but it is Lemon still out in front. Chris in second, Recon in third, Mashiro in fourth. Looking further down the field, you mentioned Noisy and Datomo were side by side. Datomo is now through, and he's into 6th position out on track. Ballsy is under pressure as well from Nicholas. So both Mercedes making good ground at P10 and P11 at this stage, both on a set of mediums, and Tom lunges it down the inside line on Hill, doesn't get the move done. In the meantime, Callboys lunges it around the outside of Stereogram, gets the move done. I think Stereogram actually might have just made a mistake there. So Callboy on the outside line, Nicholas is now through on Ballsy into P10, and Stereogram gets well out the way of quicker cars. Callboy, Keys and Pariah go up 3 positions as a result. Ballsy right on the back of Nicholas though.
Yeah, indeed, he is trying to fight him as hard as he can. He's going to try to make something happen here at the very least. Going to stay close as possible to make something happen. That's what you'd love to see in these battles.
Another £10 donation, by the way, on behalf of Stereogram, who's currently racing there down in 18th. £10, 250 gift aid. Fantastic stuff. Chris leading the way along with Lemon, and he's going to try and attack him down in towards turn number 1. But Lemon leading the way. Chris in second, and Mashiro dives late. With Datomo trying to go around the outside of him. Not quite close enough. Datomo sticks his nose in, and Mashiro stays 5th.
He did indeed. He's fighting hard, Mashiro. We know his driver loves to defend, and what we saw last battle with Tomo, he's very willing to take as many lunges as he can to see an open spot. But with not a lot of road up ahead here, as we do have specials passing Hilla for 13th on the grid. But to continue my thought there's not a lot of road to go up ahead here. So even if Mashiro, it's like he passes him, then he's going to try to find a way around TVB and Ratcon as well. So even if he gets past one, he'll have to find a way around someone else. Oh, something happened.
Contact. Cowboy's in the wall. Trying to go down the inside line. And Callboy's out of the race, so Callboy is out of the race. The Irishman cannot catch his luck whatsoever. He's out of the race, and it's the 3rd DNF of the night here in Bahrain. The Tomo on the back of Mashiro, looking to the inside line, but the German doesn't want to get the move done on the Japanese man. 5th and 6th position, these two very good old rivals, of course, here in TTML. Lemon though leading the way, Chris in 2nd, Recon 3rd, TDP in 4th, lap 4 of 14 about to begin. £136 donated. Hopefully we can get that up to 250 by the end of tonight. The Tomo though really pressurising Mashiro, and it looks like Chris is going to pressurise Lemon running down the start finish straight.
Yeah, indeed, he's going to try to put as much pressure as he can on him, try to make something happen here. We're going to see if anything's possible in launches. We do have a driver pitting right now. It looks like Mashiro's under pressure from Tomo, and it's going to be Mashiro sitting duck, no DRS ahead of him. That is just going to be not enough, and that's going to be around Tomo. Tomo the 4th, Mashiro down the 5th.
Yeah, Funky Chicken run on the back as well. They're going side by side, and behind Tellman Special have moved up positions.
Oh,
of course,
they've got 10 seconds. Jeez, he is really taking the creative liberties on the track.
That was through the final corner, I think, where we might have picked that up. In the meantime, Nicholas and Neymar are fighting side by side. Nicholas down the inside line in towards turn 4, up the hill, and gets the move done. And that's what you normally like to see in modern Formula 1. A Mercedes passing a Ferrari.
That indeed. You don't see anyone passing a Mercedes, but yeah, I think you maybe want to see the Mercedes down here a little bit, shake it up a little bit, have the AlphaTauri start dominating, or the McLarens. But yeah, Stereogram has left. So once again, thank you, Stereogram, for racing here today, and hope we have a good season next year on next year's game. But yeah, other than that, we do have Christy and Recon on this 1-2-3 blanket, then a little bit of a gap to Tombo, Mashiro, and Noisy, all 5, 6, 7. So it looks like we kind of got a little bit of a break. We got 1, 2, 3 under blanket, 4 through 7 under blanket, and then 8 through 10 under a blanket as well. So 3 little blankets, all fighting on lap 4.
Yeah, Lemon leading the way. He's controlling it to an extent out in front, but the high tide egg is going to force these guys into the pit lane. Probably either this lap or next lap, I would think. You can't really go above lap 6. Lemon stays out. Chris is in. So Chris comes into the pit lane. Can he get that car stopped? Ooh, just about. Thought he was going to pick up a 5-second penalty there, but he hasn't. He's into the pit lane. Pariah Keys, TDP, by the way, is right down the back of the field, and I'm just going to pinpoint him out now. There he is, coming down towards the final corner. I think this is going to be quite close between them both, to be honest.
That is indeed. It's going to be very interesting to see if he can jump him or if he can hold the spot here. It's going to be a very close battle there. He's going to be close when he comes out. We'll have to see how it shakes out.
TDP is there, and there is Chris, so they're pretty much side by side on the run then in towards turn number 1, but TDP doesn't get the back of Chris. He actually hits the back of Chris, coming out of turn 1, through turn 2, then through turn 3, and now TDP is going to have the run at Chris, running up the hill in towards turn number 4, looks to the inside on the Williams against the McLaren. He doesn't want to go for the move, and actually Chris has made a mistake, and now TDP on the inside line does not want to get the move done, but the Dutchman and the German fighting it out, and Chris, I think TDP is trying to give him the hurry up here.
He's trying indeed to give him the hurry up, try to make something happen here, and it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. And it looks like he's just going to try to make something happen, but again, has to play his spots, be patient, but make his move happen, because as right now, Christie has the fresher tires, so he's going to have the advantage, so he has to make that move quick.
New donation, by the way, that has just came through. Mr. Joseph Corboy has just donated €10. Thank you very much, Joe. Absolute legend, of course, here in TTML and TDP. On the back of Chris, hopefully going to try and inspire a really good battle later on in this race. Lemon is into the pit lane. Recon is also in. Where is TDP and Chris and Datomo going to come out in all of this? I think they're going to be maybe second, third, fourth.
That is going to be close here, how they shake out here. It's going to be very interesting to see where it goes, and it's just going to be very interesting.
Lemon got held in the pits, I think.
Oh,
Lemon
yeah,
got
he
held
did,
in the pits.
Maybe by someone ahead of him, so let's see how they shake out here. Chris is going to come down the straight here, and he's going to come out clearly ahead of them both. Yeah, same with the Williams driver. So maybe that little holdup kind of cost him dearly, and that is just going to be a not a nice moment for him.
He got held up by Recon and Mashiro, I believe, is what has happened there, and Lemon is now behind Datomo, behind TDP, behind Chris. So Chris, TDP, and Datomo are first, second, and third now all of a sudden. I thought they were going to be second, third, and fourth, but they're not. So Lemon held up in the pit lane. If he didn't get held up in the pits by a good 2 or 3 seconds there, he would have been in front.
Indeed, he would have. Now he's going to have to play catch-up or chase, and it's just not going to be fun for him. And that's going to be very thing you have to try to face down and try to chump indeed to make something happen. But we've still got a big battle here in the back, though, with that big blank. We've got 2 AlphaTauri drivers still fighting under for pressure here.
Yeah, the German on the back of his fellow countryman, Lemon against Datomo. I wonder if there's going to be team orders, because I think Lemon is quicker than Datomo at this stage, but it remains to be seen. TDB, of course, is just trying to scoot away up the road. It's Nicholas Lowe out on top, Balti second, Tom in third, with Chris in fourth. The top 3 still yet to come into the pit lane. Everyone else, bar Geese at the back of the field on a set of medium compound tyre, as Nicholas, as soon as I say that, is into the pit lane.
Indeed, Nicholas in the pit lane here, so we're going to see he's going to probably lose some spots here, but how much will he lose? How much time can he gain?
I'm a bit confused by his strategy. He goes into a set of softs, which are probably going to be quick, but are they going to get to the end of the race is what's going to be. Lemon and Datomo, by the way, side by side, running down the straight. They're catching TDP at a rate of knots as well, and it looks like Lemon's down the inside line in towards turn number 1. Datomo tries to hang it all the way around the outside. 2 Germans in the AlphaTauri fight side by side through turn 2, nearly shoving him off track, nearly shoving him off track again, and now they're still side by side, and Datomo is just behind Lemon. Lemon is now going to try and get the run on TDP, but doesn't get the move done, and TDP remains fourth. Lemon now through to P5. Datomo is the one that loses out, so Lemon is through, and he's into P5 and holds actually that position.
Yeah, indeed, he held that position as well. But like I said, he got the spot here. But other than that, just going to be big battles here. We'll see if Tomo can make a move back here, because even though there's no team orders here, it's not something that you're going to see make a move happen. Now it looks like Lemon going to try to make a move on the Williams driver here of a TVB, and he's just going to make a quick work here, open DRS, and that should be quick for Lemon here. Yep, Lemon to the 4th already, now setting himself on what would be the de facto leader in Christie.
Yeah, Lemon is through. Division 1 driver, of course, in TTML last season, has just gone past the TTML Division 2 runner-up. TDP, of course, he was up at the top step of the championship, certainly within the top 3. Lemon through into 4th, TDP into 5th. Schmidtsky, by the way, I'm going to hold him to this. You boys get £250, I'll do a shoey, he says. Do it, just for him. Oh, he
did. I know, I was noticing the comments. I didn't want to bring it up there until after the race, but everyone was saying, shooey, shooey, shooey. Bit of a germaphobe, so I don't know 100% if I'll sign off on that, but I'll do something, don't worry. But anyway, Woolsey now pitting as well. He's going to fall down the order pretty quickly here, and that's going to put Chris one spot away. Oh, Tomo going to make a move here on the Williams driver. Oh, we know he loves to make those moves, and he just made it. So that is a great move. AlphaTauri's now 3-4. The Williams driver got the 5th, but hold on a minute. Yeah, he's got an answer back. Let me not write our chickens before they hatch here. Can he make it happen here? Going to try to hang it on the inside. Going to give him a little bit of a pinch, and the Williams driver going to get the elbows out, and he's going to get the spot back. So TDP keeps his foot in it, similar to what happened last race. Keep your foot in it. Don't give up.
There was an element of a push to pass, I think, in all of that, but TDP is through and he's into P4 nonetheless.
Oh, and now Retcon joined this battle as well, so don't forget about Retcon here as well. He had a little bit of a bad race last race, and now he's going to be trying to join this fight as well, as now TDP going to have DRS on Lemon, so he could make a similar move to what happened last lap when Lemon did on TBB, but hold on a minute. Lemon got a better exit, though, so I don't think TBB will be daring enough to try something here, but I've seen stuff make work as, Nicholas, something happened with Nicholas, as he's past Bucky Chicken.
Yeah, he's on the set soft compound tyre. He is through and he's into 8th position. watch out for Nicholas in this second half of the race, because he is going to be quick. He's going to get onto the back of Mashiro pretty much within a second coming through this corner, I would think. And he is already behind him by 0.8 of a second. So Nicholas, the further he can try and get up this train, the more chance he's actually got of trying to win this. Chris has escaped out in front. Tom is finally into the pit lane. 6.1 seconds the gap over Chris coming in, but he is going to be well down the field, probably behind the likes of Volty. But Lemon now in second, TDB third, Tom on fourth, Recon in fifth, and here comes Recon on the back of the Tamo. Nicholas with the new fastest lap of the race. Recon sends it down the inside line.
Whoa!
Absolutely sends it, and he's through the P3.
What makes it more shocking is he made it worse. But I think that was pretty, very courageous, very, almost, I wouldn't say dirty, but very, what were you doing moment. As it cost TDB a lot of time there. Is Tomo going to try to answer back there, but can't make it work. So Recon going, he just said no attack, no chance. Just put his foot down on the floor and said, I'm just going to go and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Recon getting through, and he's into P3. Totomo, I don't think is going to be happy with that. Knowing Totomo, he's going to try and battle back on this. But Nicholas, look at how far he's actually pulled clear now, Funky Chicken. He got that move done, and now he's on the back of Mashiro and actually locks up slightly in towards turns 9 and 10 at the double left. Of course, a very tricky corner that down into the double braking double. Now Nicholas is going to look on the back of Mashiro. He actually tries to save up that ERS. The ERS, of course, the energy recovery system. Basically, if you break into a corner, you save up the ERS. If you go out of a corner, you waste it. Simple as that.
And it's good to know to teach drivers this, because going in next year's game, remember, the rich setting for the car is off because of the real rules. Yep. You do have the LFX Arc 2, someone's a little slow there. But yeah, ERS is going to play even more of a factor in next year's game. So make sure you know how to save it and conserve it, because drivers that know how to do that are going to be very strong going the start of next year's game.
Yeah, and next year's game is going to pose a challenge. Somebody that isn't a challenge, though, is Nicholas. Going past through on Mashiro, down the start-finish straight. Should get the move done. And the Mercedes is through on the Alfa Romeo, but the Alfa Romeo cuts back into the slipstream. Recon sends it, no one. Lemon down in towards turn 1, gets the job done, I think, around the outside. Lemon is still there on the inside line, cuts him up nearly, and they're side by side up towards turn 4. Recon on the inside line, Lemon on the far side now, as we look, and Recon trying to battle that back. Lemon all the way around the outside, Recon on the inside line, trying to get the move done. They're still side by side, and this never ends well into the S section. Lemon and Recon are still side by side, and as I say, it never really ends well. It didn't end well for Lemon. He's lost the position to Recon.
He did indeed. Recon up the second, Lemon down the third here. So it's, very fight indeed. We knew Recon was very willing to go for a pass here. This is all just playing into Christie's hands, because he's right now got 2 seconds on it. Oh, never mind. Back end gets a little squirrely from the Recon. So hold on a minute. Recon may be under pressure here. He's got a big train behind him. So if you make one mistake, you could easily fall back to at least 10th. Oh, sorry, 9th.
He could have indeed, yeah. Mashiro, Funky Chicken is just dropping off the back of that train, but Lemon on the back of Recon. One catch on that inside curve coming through turn 12, he'll pretty much end up spinning. Totomo runs into the back of his own teammate out in front, but Chris leads the way. It's now 3 seconds the gap, and Chris is dominating out in front. Recon in second, Lemon in third, Totomo in fourth. I think this is going to get crazy before it actually gets calmer.
It does indeed, as we know. Remember happened last race, and you can see he's just trying. You wish this was the battle for the lead, but the McLaren driver is just so far up the road that he's just kind of like, oh, this is cool to watch. Has the popcorn ready, and now Lemon. Three wide. This is never going to work.
Oh, and Totomo backs off
and
that, I think, down in towards 1, and Lemon and Recon are side by side. Goodness me, and actually Recon and Lemon getting very aggressive.
Lemon just puts his foot down.
Totomo's trying to sled through the Isle of Needle here, trying to go all the way around the outside on Recon. Goes around the outside through turn 4. Job done. Totomo through into second, and now Lemon's going to try and follow through on Recon.
They're still touched wheels. Third and fourth just touched wheels, and we got the Williams driver getting passed by Nicholas, and Mashiro's here to join the party as well. This is still all chaos.
And Nicholas. Goodness me, we are absolutely hell for leather now out on track. Recon's going to try and send it. There's contact. Lemon on the back
fighting, luckily damage is off, because I feel like a bunch of wings will already been broken. But if they keep fighting here, Noisy and Chicken are going to join this party as well. And this is just going to be pure chaos with 3 to go here. As Tomo now trying to get some space on the field here. Was Recon going to stay in his DRS train? And it's just pure chaos. Someone's going to go crazy and just going to go lunge one, turn 1, and take out half the field by accident. I know these drivers are very capable and very competent, so I hope that probably won't happen. But just got that feeling some drivers are going to get too antsy and just go for it.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen, to be honest. Totomo in second, Recon in third, Lemon in fourth. Nicholas is the man I've been watching out for throughout this. Oh, Recon needed, lost it out the final corner. What a save that is!
He is fighting that car. He's got it very loose in that setup, I think, because you can see in a couple corners he's been really loosey-goosey on the setup here. And Nicholas now going to try to make a move on Lemon. Can he make it stick? And Mashiro going to try to stick his nose in there well to make it happen there. Saw an opportunity, but cannot make it work. Nicholas up the 4th. Now going to face Recon up next.
Nicholas is fighting with Recon. Yeah, Mashiro had that job done, but now TDB Slooney's into P6 out on track. It's Chris leading the way. Totomo in second. This 9-car train, pretty much. Totomo all the way down to Funky Chicken. Ballsy is not entirely out of this either. He's 1.8 seconds and gaining because of the battles that are happening in front of him. So Ballsy is going to rejoin this on the back. Tom might even join the back of this before the end of the race. Totomo in second, Recon in third, Nicholas in fourth. Goodness me, these drivers are going hell for leather. It might be a charity event, but it's more like a 5-lap race, to be honest.
Right now, I've been in the spot with Tomos before. You're leading a long train, you just look in your mirror, you see all these cars behind you, just slowly trying to make peace, trying to make a quick move on you. It's one of the most frightening things you can imagine, because one mistake and a whole train may get behind you. So it's something where you can't make a mistake. Oh, someone's wrong way around. That's an Alfa Romeo. Yeah, I was going to say it's either Mashiro or Funky Chicken, and that is Mashiro. My podium luck has made me look sad.
It's made you look sad, and it's made you question life, I think, now, with Mashiro spinning
indeed.
in 11th. Goodness
I gave you faith, Mashiro. Where'd you go? But anyway, we still got a big battle here, 3, 4, 5. It looks like definitely with DRS, though, who will have a left of a lunge here? As it looks like Nicholas probably not going to be close enough to make something on Recon, but how aggressive will he be on the brakes?
Not aggressive at all. I think he'll just stay in position for now. He's got one more lap to try and save up enough ERS as possible. Totomo in second, Recon in third. Everyone is now beginning to spread themselves out. Mashiro looks like he might be going for a little bit of a move. Noisy's made a mistake coming out through turn 1, and now Funky Chicken is through and he's into 7th. So Noisy makes a mistake, Funky Chicken through and he's into 7th. Pariah's been making his way up the field there as well. There's his helmet, by the way. That has been designed by his own sister. Looks very, very nice. The yellow and the orange and the pink at the top as well, giving it that girly flair is what I'm going to say.
Mashiro decided to call it a day. Looks like he had a bit of a tire engine as well. But yeah, we have a battle there, and it looks like anything is going to happen here.
Yeah, Geese right on the back of Pariah. I thought Pariah was going to be overtaken there, but Geese is still in behind in 13th position. Chris, though, leading the way. 4 seconds the gap over the Tomo. Recon in third, Nicholas in fourth. Another donation, by the way, just came through. Luke Etheridge, who's going to be taking you through the stream in just about 5 minutes' time or so. He has donated £10 and £2.50 gift aid. So thank you very much, Luke. Every penny counts to Great Ormond Street Hospital. Chris leads the way. Tomo second.
Yeah, 100% indeed. I know I have donated as well. I don't know if it's popped up yet, but I know I have donated as well. Probably something with my American credit card. But anyway, yeah, one lap to go here. No pressure from the front here. McLaren driver just looks like he's got smooth sailing, but for the rest of it, with ERS and DRS and all that other stuff, we'll see if anything's possible.
Recon derating down the straight. I don't think he's going to get to Tomo unless he's late on the brakes.
Going for it. Oh, he thought about it. Oh, he thought about it. And it looked like Tomo made a late lunge in the braking zone there. It looked like he was going for it. Tomo then went right. I think you could argue, if this wasn't a charity event, you could argue maybe something happened there. Maybe something that should be taken investigation because Recon's wing would have broke. But now here comes the Mercedes driver. Going to try to make a move on Recon. If you can't make the move, next man up. And Nicholas is going to make the pass. Going to squeeze Recon. And now Recon could be a sitting duck here because now he's got pressure from Lemon.
Yeah, Recon's going to absolutely fly this, I think, down the inside. Oh, next he actually lost it! Recon loses control of the car as soon as I say that and actually rejoins track. Gets an awesome undercut. It's through on TDP. Talk about taking the track limits to another extreme. Recon's through and he's into 5th.
Strategy indeed. Knows how to make a pass and thought, all right, if I can't make it, we'll just cut the track, see what happens. But we got a chance here. Can Nicholas? No, nothing will happen up here. It looks like that will be as Hella sets the fast lap of the race. Put him on that and he'll at least get 1 point for nothing.
Yeah, Yana has donated €2 as well. I've just seen in the chat, but Chris on the rundown in towards turn number 14 and 15 for the final time here in Bahrain. Of course, Luke Etheridge and Luke Etheridge and Cadwell.
Oh, TDB actually just made a mistake there. Looks like he went off track there. He's going to fall.
Lemon's on the line of Nicholas as well. Chris is going to cross the line to win though. Totomo finishes in second, and Lemon and Nicholas are still side by side. Could be a photo finish. Oh my god!
It's similar to what happened. It's similar to what happened to virtual iRacing last year with Ferrucci when he just tried to cut the door. He was not letting him go. He was going to let them fight, and they were going to bang like an old NASCAR race.
Lemon gets third by 600ths of a second. Wow. Geese, by the way, is right on the back of Pariah, about to come across the line. Pariah will finish in 12th. Geese will finish in 13th, very close in fact, with Geese picking up a 3-second penalty. Special across the line in 14th, he's about a 10th off Geese in the end, and Hill with that fastest lap of the race, currently in 15th. Crystal leading to Tomo second, Lemon in third. That is the top three as it stands. Nicholas, Recon, Funky Chicken, Volty, TDP, Tom, Noisy, then Neymar, Pariah, Geese, Special, and Hill. Rounding off the top 15, Hill is now coming around the final two corners, locks up. Is he going to set a faster lap than what he did last time? Let's see. Comes across the line, and he doesn't.
Nope, but he still has the fastest lap at least for that, so he can at least hold his head on that, and be happy about that.
He can indeed, and we'll see the top of the podiums. Driver of the day is awarded by the in-game fans for the charity event was Nicholas. Yeah, I think Nicholas, certainly from the back of the field, deserves a good mention in the Bahrain race. But to the top step of the podium is TTG Chris, and he will be very, very happy with that one.
He will indeed. He won the first race and won the second race, so he's, even though this is a charity race that does show higher prospects, maybe gives some confidence going into next year's game, but it's an all-German podium here, so again, sorry, British and Axis Allied powers, you cannot stop the Axis powers in the first charity race.
You really can't, honestly. But end of lobby one, and we'll run down the race order from the finishing positions there. It is Chris out on top, the Tomo second, Lemon in third, Nicholas in fourth. Top four once again, all German. Recon in fifth, Funky Chicken in sixth, Voldy in seventh, TDB in eighth.
Hey!
Tom, best of the Brits in ninth,
Yay!
I'm glad to say. Well done, Tom. Noisy in 10th, Neymar in 11th, Pariah in 12th, drove well, Geese in 13th, Special 14th, Hill down in 15th, Mashiro DNF'd out the race, same with Stereogram, Cowboy, Kill and Yane. That is the end of Lobby 1, but what we are going to do, of course, is wait for our two commentators to come in, Luke Etheridge and Mr. James Boyle, taking you through the action, of course, for the final two races, of course, and I'm just going to get up the calendar to confirm what races we are going to be going on, and going ahead into the race, it is Italy and Austria, 7:45 p.m. Probably about 5 minutes delayed with the delays that we had, but Italy and Austria, the two races for Lobby 2.
Yep, and someone's got the stream on in the background there, really enjoying watching the content there. They want to mute that just so we don't get an echo here. But yeah, those two races are going to be very fun. If you thought Britain and Bahrain, I couldn't remember the names, but very, very chaotic. Now take it to a track where there's high slipstream and a lot of DRS. And yeah, it's going to be even more chaos. Inject the chaos right into my veins. Kind of a shame I'm not commentating it, but I know the two other guys will do a great job and commentate it well.
Yeah, of course, the Italian Grand Prix around the Autodromo Nacional de Monza and the Austrian Grand Prix around the Red Bull Ring is shortly up and coming. But please keep donating to this great, great charity. Luke, I've seen your donation as well, so thank you so much for that. Yane as well, €2 donation as well. No matter how little it is, no matter how much you've got to give, Great Ormond Street Hospital need it at this stage. Like many other charities out there, have been affected by the pandemic. It's taken a hit on the finances, and they take life-saving work to the fore for children who are really at death's door, to be honest. And that is fantastic, I think. As much as we gave tonight, that will go straight into the donations for us and also for Great Ormond Street Hospital, which is going to be the most important thing. But without further ado, I get the utter privilege, I think it's the first time I've actually done this on League Racing TV, I get to introduce our Lobby 2 commentators, of course, Luke Etheridge and Mr. James Boyle. Please take it away.
Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? Yeah, great introduction there, James. 10 out of 10. Very solid indeed. Welcome, everyone, to, the second set of races here. We've already had the first couple, two very interesting races indeed, and now it's time for the second ones, and as James said, it is going to be Italy and Austria. Two extremely fast circuits, two very interesting tracks as well, and it is going to be myself and James Boyle who will take us through the action today. James, 25% races, especially around Italy, it's going to be fast, it's going to be frantic.
It is indeed. It is going to be really fast, really frantic, and we're hopefully going to see loads of overtakes tonight and some very interesting racing.
Yeah, hopefully we will indeed. So, same format as you've seen in the races earlier on tonight, of course, 25% race. So, I think that'll be about 13, 14 laps around Italy. So, race probably going to be done in about 20 minutes, if that. It is extremely quick. And then Austria will be around 18 laps. Two tracks where straight line speed is incredibly important, especially obviously Monza's known for being the temple of speed, and Austria, basically half of the track, is a DRS zone.
Yeah, indeed it is, and it's going to be really interesting to see what can happen. As you say, with Monza, it's going to be interesting because it's loads of straights. But yeah, it's going to be interesting with the corners as well, because you got at Austria turn 3, which is a very tight braking zone, and you've got Ascari at Monza, which is the one that people get a lot wrong.
Oh, definitely. I've got it wrong a fair few times. I think it's. I think if we're being perfectly honest, we'll go through some of the drivers that are going to be in this lobby. So in the Mercedes, it's going to be King Kien and the head of TTGA Mays. We've got Robin and De Miles in the Ferrari, Pariah and Freak Ronk in the Red Bulls, Ira Brindamike and Maxi in the McLaren. In the Renault, it's going to be Max Fierro and NSR Smitsky, Neymar and Halkibo, so a very Norwegian feel, well, a very Scandinavian feel, I should say, for the AlphaTauri team. Storm and Green Ace in the Racing Point, Conti and Kiki in the Alphas, Funky Chicken and Wolsey in the Haas. Last but not least, it's going to be Invictus and Geese in the Williams. Quite a mix of abilities in the field, but in such a short race, does mean we can get some great action.
It will. I don't think the ability really matters in these short races, really, because it's like so short that no matter where you are in the field, they will be battling, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think there will definitely be some fantastic action as we are predicting. Make sure to keep donating, everyone. We are up to, as I just have a quick F5 on the Just Giving page, we are up to £156 now. Thank you, Yanni475, for your €2 donation. Of course, great racing for a great cause in the Great Ormond Street Hospital, and it was, of course, Pariah who was some of the inspiration for this. His sister is affected by Apert syndrome, quite a difficult disease, a genetic condition, and Great Ormond Street Hospital, that is one of the many diseases that they do look at into children, and especially in a time like this, absolutely crucial that they get all the help they need.
Indeed. Yeah, because of the pandemic has affected them, so yeah, every little helps, as we say.
Just hoping that I can get the share play invite to come up for the session, because it did pop up for a very brief second and then it seems to have disappeared all of a sudden. So apologies for the slight technical issues, everyone. You know what it's like on a Sunday. Things get a bit cool, everything's a bit chill, and things just not working as we quite said. Do we even dare to predict which race could be the most entertaining one out of these? Because I think definitely they're both going to be absolutely fantastic to watch. And as we said, being 25%, you might see drivers go for a few more risks. So strategy is a bit less important in these races.
Yeah, because it's just a charity event. It's a bit of fun, really, for a good cause. People don't really take it as seriously as they do normally, like normal league racing. But as we've seen from the first two races, they kind of do take it seriously, because the first two races are really good. So let's hope these two are. And to answer your question, I don't think there will be one race that will be the outstanding race. I think both will be as good as each other.
Yeah, definitely. I think there will be some fantastic races. I've definitely had myself around Monza and Austria, two circuits that I have always enjoyed greatly. I think it is fair to say. Hopefully, it won't be too long before we do get the action on the way. Great to see some full grids here as well. For, as we were saying, an absolutely fantastic call. Let us know who you're expecting to be putting in some decent performances, as it doesn't seem like we are getting too far away from getting the qualifying underway. And of course, only one shot qualifying around both circuits is very easy to invalidate. I think especially around Austria later on.
Yeah, I think Austria is the one that is going to be the most one to invalidate, and same for here, as we said, with Ascari and maybe even turn one as well around here, which is the Italian circuit, which is Monza, of course.
Yeah, very easy, I should say, to get it wrong into turn one at the Vetafilio chicane. I think coming out of the second chicane, turns 4 and 5, the Rogier can always kick up a bit of dirt out there. And as you've already mentioned, Ascari, so tough around Monza to get that right, especially if you hit that curb coming through turn 10. main overtaking points on this circuit, you've got to say it's going to be the two DRS. Well, it's going to be the first DRS zone. You can see moves into Ascari sometimes, but that will require some supreme bravery.
Yes, it will be the first, as you say, the first DRS zone, and maybe even if you get good ERS, I mean, down the straight going into a parabolica, maybe would be a good one as well.
Yeah, and some breaking news with the donations. We have just gone above the £200 mark. Thank you very much, Heggy, for the £47.48. I feel like there's been a currency translation in all of that. Thank you very much. We are now, well, we said a £100 target. We're at £200. We haven't even started the final two sets of races there. And I imagine, I think it was Smitsky who said he'd do a shoey if it got to £250. I imagine he's now feeling a bit nervous. And of course, we are going to want evidence of this in about £46 time.
Yeah, it'll be good to get evidence. Well, here they go then for the qualifying.
There they are heading out on the circuit then. Let's see what Purveyor can do then in the Williams then, heading down the main straight now, over 340 kilometres per hour as you're heading towards the braking zone for the first part of the track, the Rettifilio chicane. That's about 215 miles per hour, right and left through there. Being very careful on the traction, short shifting ever so slightly just to try and get the best possible run through the Curva Grande now. Stick it over to the right hand side of the track a bit more to try and get this optimal line into the second chicane, braking just before the 100 metre point. Be very careful on the curbs on that side. You can see it's Neymar, Storm and Kiki looking very good as we have come through the first sector. NSR Invictus currently in 8th position. He goes up to there through the second part of the Lesbosos corner, slowed down for safety in the 80s. Still an extremely fast part of the circuit as you now dip downhill underneath the old banking last used in Formula 1 in 1961 into the Ascari chicane. Be very careful that you don't go too greedy on the inside. It looks like Invictus has done a very good job there. Perhaps could have run a bit wider on the exit and used some of that extra parts of the track. Wolsey has retired from the session. It looks like the Williams are going to be pretty close together, Invictus, and these are 10th and 11th at this moment in time as Invictus takes us around Parabolica for the final time in this lap. He's managed to keep it clean, and that's always so important in these qualifying sessions, and a 1:20.041 for him. But Funky Chicken, the Haas driver, was the quickest then. A very good job from him. Quite a lot of the drivers keeping it clean as well. I was expecting a few more invalidations than that. I think we only had 2 and 1 retirement.
Yes, I was. Yes, it was. But as you can see as well on the thing, it's a very close grid here. 9 tenths separating the top 10 in this one. So it's going to be an interesting race, this one, to come and see. And then you've got, yes, the only ones that did invalidate were, as you said, Freak Ronk, and 3 invalidated there. So
yeah, not bad whatsoever. No. So it's Funky Chicken, Purveyor in second place, Maxi and Neymar. NSR putting in some good performances with 3 in the top 4 there. Storm is 5th, then Geese, Ivan Mike, Robin, Max, Conti, Invictus, Smitsky, Maze, Dai, Kiki, Greenays, Kinkian, Freak Ronk, Halbako and Volsey. Yeah, the 3 drivers who did invalidate. Now, you can overtake around here, but obviously in the first stint, we're probably expecting some DRS trains, if we're being perfectly honest.
Yes. Yes, DRS trains will be what you expect around here, because it is, yeah. At least it's dry, though, for the race. That's a good thing.
Yeah, at least it is dry, especially around this circuit. It's quite tricky. Quite a tricky circuit indeed, I think, when it gets wet around here, given given that it's such a low downforce circuit, of course, and with that means you do get these high speeds. The slipstream and the DRS maybe not as powerful as they are at some other circuits. So, as you said, it may well be the second chicane rather than the first, where we see the majority of the race action in terms of pit stops, same as pretty much every other race tonight. It's going to be a straightforward one stop, soft to medium, or medium to soft, and you're probably, for being honest, around here, with the way the tyre wear works on 25% races, probably going to see drivers actually going longer on the softs than they can on the mediums.
Yeah, that will be how it is around here. It is. It's not. It's yeah. Because it is here, as you can see on the side anyway. Like you've got a few drivers. Samitsky, one of them, DeMiles and. Yeah, DeMiles, and a few others going for the mediums. But yeah, it is, as sorry, softs do take a long time, as you said. It's 13 laps this one, so quite short race. So normally softs can last you to about lap 8 normally, and then you come in. So
yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see what the drivers do. Obviously, when you're the top 10 would be on the soft tyres, and as James said, Smitsky, Day, and Halbico and Volsey on the set of the medium tyres, so they're just going to have to hang on for the first few laps. But it's Funky Chicken in the Haas, quite a rapid formation lap so far. He's already out the second Lesbo. He's definitely not hanging around on this lap. He wants to get the racing underway, of course, for the third out of the 4 races for the charity event here at TTML for the Great Ormond Street charity. We've already had 2 races earlier on. If you were watching the 2 streams that we've had going on through tonight, Britain and Bahrain, Italy now, and then Austria later on, and hopefully the action in this race will be as good as those in the first 2 races. I've definitely caught the final few minutes of the Bahrain race while we were setting up, and it did look absolutely fantastic. It might be a charity race. There's definitely some competitive edge on the drivers, so once they get ready for this, they are going to want to win as much as they possibly can.
They do indeed, and I'm going to ask the question to you. Is there anyone that you want the people who are watching to look out for, who you think is going to be quick in this one? Or is it just...
Well, obviously, I think Funky Chicken, unsurprisingly, with his poor position, I think he's going to put in a good performance. Neymar from 4th place, it wouldn't surprise me if he does well. And maybe, if we're going a bit further down, maybe Ivor, maybe Conti as well. Okay. Possibly even Invictus on that clean set of soft tyres might be one to watch out for the alternate strategy outside the top 10. We'll have to wait and see, of course. He's just lining up to take his grid slot, as are the final cars behind him. And then we'll be able to get this race underway then here at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Funky Chicken with that clean sight all the way down towards turn number 1. The lights are coming on here then at Monza. 5 lights. Underway with race number 3 of the night. What are the starts like? It seems like a pretty even start for the 2 drivers on the front row. A fantastic start from Max Saim though in the McLaren in second place at the moment. He's round the outside of the Red Bull. He's going to go all the way. Oh! Pariah's completely carsing his way into Funky Chicken there, who gets a very harsh 3 second time penalty and all that. Disaster for the 2 drivers out of the front of the field. Funky Chicken is able to carry on. I'm fairly sure though I saw a bit of front wing flying off one of those cars. Sign through as well. Dye has already retired from this race, but it is Funky Chicken in the lead with a 3 second penalty and some front wing damage.
Yeah, it was chaos in the background from, I think it was about 11th down to the back of the field. There was a lot of wing damage from the drivers there as they went into the first corner.
Yes, don't be surprised if we do see some drivers coming in early on, because obviously they'll be able to go to the end on the mediums now if they do come into the pits this lap. There's some more moves further down. King Kian, we've got some support for him in the chat. He's now in 16th place, although it doesn't look like he's going to hold on to it for very long, because Smitsky on those medium tyres, he's going to have to go the long way round at Ascara here. This is going to be brave on lap 1. The Mercedes driver does have quite a bit of front wing damage, and they've bumped into each other. They're off the circuit, and oh, big shunt there on the exit of Ascara. We've got either Bryn Mike and I think Freak Wrong, both of those drivers out of the race, and I'm not sure they were actually that close to each other on track, so it's been a very interesting first lap, I think it's fair to say.
It has indeed. As you can see right now, loads of drivers are making their way into the pits right now. I think we're looking about 4 or 5 drivers coming into the pits right now.
Yeah, Funky Chicken is one of them. Was in the lead of the race. Medium tyres on, new front wing, and I think his chances of getting a victory in this race have not gone exactly to plan. Pariah, he was the one who was involved in that incident with the Haas driver on this first lap of the race. He is, he's got away without any major damage on his car. We'll have to see if he does decide to change it in the pits. I won't be surprised if there's no major missing end plate, if he does just decide to carry on. We aren't on lap 3 of the race. If you've watched any F1 2020 streams before, you'll be fairly used to the fact by now that if there's any incidents on lap 1, and even if there isn't, sometimes it takes the game a bit of a time just to reset itself with the time in. But it is Max's Aim, Storm, Neymar, your top 3 at this moment in time. And those top 2 drivers actually trying to get away from Neymar, trying to break that 1 second window. First time they'll be able to use the DRS, of course, is into Ascari next time around.
It's indeed, and sorry, just to say, we have some we have a battle in the background, which is...
Yeah, we've got I think Kian and Smitsky coming in together there. We've got another Yellow flag in sector 2. I think that's Kiki who's just hopped over the Voggia chicane after coming into the pit. So we'll have to see what these drivers can do in the race. Who knows, there might be some more incidents and accidents going on. You're never quite sure what could happen here. Let's not forget though, it is all for charity as old Kiki there. Just into the barrier, just a bit too heavy on the throttle. Coming out of the second Lesmo, very easily done. Our 4th retirement of the race. It's almost like the drivers are a bit out of practice, obviously, with a lot of leagues coming to the end now. They're just coming in for a bit of fun, and they look a tiny bit rusty in these first few laps.
They do, and we've just had a change for second now. Neymar has overtaken Storm. So something must be up with Storm here, because he's just lost 2 positions just before they get just after the second chicane.
Yeah, just through that chicane. Yeah, we've got Storm. I think he, like you said, he has got it wrong through the second chicane. We're just getting some news that we have had a donation from Free Wrong, but it is not showing up at the moment. Got a €50 donation, so thank you very much for Free Wrong. Thanks for staying with us as well after a disastrous first lap. I think it's fair to say for yourself. Mays manages to pick up a time penalty then. Him and Funky Chicken getting that straight 3-second time penalty will be added onto his time at the end of the race, unlike a 5-second which he could have served in the pit stops. And Volsey, and imagine in the next couple of laps he's wanting to get past Mays, because very shortly those mediums are going to be the tyre to be on compared to the softs on the Mercedes, and this could be the opportunity then. Mays stays to the outside line, stays to the racing line. He's got no ERS, he's got no DRS, and he's fighting hard here. It's like he's still got a bit of grip to try and hold on to this as Kian gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. In the end though, Mays has to give up, and that is Volsey up into 6th position then. Lead car on the mediums, might be one to watch later on.
He might be indeed. That was a very good move into corner 1 there. It was. But yeah, interestingly, Kian has just come out the pits on the hard tyres.
Yeah. I think interesting is the kindest word I can think to say about that one. Did get that penalty for speeding into the pit lane, and even in a normal 50% race at about, what, lap 7, lap 8, you definitely would not be going for the hard tyres. So not quite sure why Keane has done that. He's come out in 14th. I think he's going to have a bit of a hard job keeping Green Ace and Max behind him, and he just gets caught out there by the cold rear tyres. And that Mercedes spins it round. That is Kian down into last position. We'll have to see if he can take advantage of any more incidents from the drivers further up ahead. Right at the front of the field though, it is Maxi doing very well, as we have got a yellow flag. Not quite sure who that is. I think it's Invictus in the Williams. Another driver struggling through that Voggia chicane, and he has hit the wall. He's got big wing damage on his left hand side.
Indeed, there's a great battle here as well though, with 3 cars here, Storm and Pariah and Robin. 3 drivers here for P3 in this one are together as they head around the sweeping corner now.
Yeah, heading around that long right-hander then at the Curva Grande. We've got Pariah just in the lead of these drivers. Does look like he did get away with that damage earlier on, thankfully. Storm is in 4th position, Robin in 5th at the moment. Will these go for an undercut anytime soon? Maybe in the next lap or 2 they might start thinking about it. We saw how powerful today an undercut was for a Red Bull driver when it was at the front of the train, and maybe Pariah will be going for something similar. Storm in his DRS, not close enough this time around to really have a go into Ascari, and you can see there his ERS level, he's about 25%. Compare that to 52% for Pariah. Even with the DRS, might be pretty tough for Storm to get this move done.
It does look like it might be tricky for him to do it, but I think what Robin's doing, I think at the moment, is just staying back and waiting to see if they can actually attack each other, or maybe deciding to come in. And the one who has come in though is Pariah. He's the first one to do an undercut on them 3, and Neymar's in as well.
So yeah, Neymar into the pits from 2nd place, maybe trying an undercut on Maxi, his teammate in NSR, as Robin tries to get onto the back of Storm. Can't get that move done this time around. That just mixes up the order ever so slightly. Volsey actually coming in on those medium tyres, so watch out for him. He's on softs at the end of this race, when a lot of the other drivers, in fact I think pretty much all of those in front of them, are going to be on a set of the medium tyres. So that is going to be one to watch out for, as in the battle for 2nd place, Robin gets ahead of Storm there. I think that was on the way into the Voggia chicane. Now that he's out with the DRS train, the Racing Point with that low ERS didn't really have a lot to defend with. The Ferrari is up into 2nd, but 5.6 seconds off Maxi. this race is starting to look like it's going to be Maxi or Neymar, surely to take the victory, unless those two come together.
Indeed it does, and it's kind of settled down now, as we say. But look at Storm; he's right on the back now of Robin again. So somewhere, maybe in the chicane, in the Ascari chicane, maybe Robin made a mistake, but that gap has now closed in to be 3 tenths compared to when it was about a couple of seconds ago, like 7 tenths. So, oh, Robin's in.
Yeah, Robin into the pits then, and gets himself a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. That is not ideal whatsoever. So Storm takes the lead of this race. Has he got anything left in those soft tyres to pull out the overcut? It's not something you see a lot in league racing. Can he stay out long enough and just build ahead of Robin, who did get that 5-second penalty, so will probably drop behind him later on? Has Neymar managed to get his way ahead of Max's aim as well? No, he hasn't, but he is a lot closer than he was earlier on. He's been pushing hard. You can see he's used a lot of his ERS. Not a lot of space between the McLaren and the AlphaTauri then for what is the net lead of this race. Storm and Mays, both TTG drivers, still yet to come in, but then it is Maxi and Neymar battling now for what is third position. Neymar getting very close, just not close enough to have a go this time around. Another driver with low ERS, which might make it tough for him, James, but he's going to have the advantage of the DRS. I think we're going to see some battling between these two in the not too distant future.
Indeed, I think it'll be like this lap. I think it'll be this lap when Neymar will get past here. Here he goes then. DRS is now enabled. Let's see what he can do then as they head down to Ascari. But it's going to be interesting. I don't think he's close enough actually this time. No, he's not. But yeah, it's definitely interesting with the guys here on the mediums, because I'm surprised that Storm and Mace have stayed out this long, really.
Yeah, well, I think they're coming in on this lap, so that perhaps lap 7 was about the end of my expectations, as Gies has a go here at Conti. In fact, it was then I thought Gies who actually had an incident earlier, lost it on the exit of Ascari, and that's what caused the chaos with either Bryn Mike, and I'm not sure if Freakronk was involved in a separate incident to all that, but the Williams managing to get away just about unscathed as Volsey sets the fastest lap of this race. Don't count him out for a very good result here. Don't count him out for maybe a move up into 4th place all the way around the outside of Pariah, who is of course racing in that helmet that was designed by his sister, and he's having to fight hard inside that helmet right now. Volsey putting the Red Bull driver under all sorts of pressure here. Now is Volsey able to have another fight further up? Neymar's managed to go around the outside of Maxi Sim, so we have had that change for the lead of this race. Neymar takes the lead, Maxi in 2nd place. They might have to start worrying about this Haas driver though on those red walled soft tyres. He is going to be very quick in the final few laps.
He is indeed, but also they've got to look out for Funky Chicken, who's got back up to 3rd now. So at the same time as the top two are battling, as Woolsey has just got past Pariah, but Funky Chicken, as I was saying, it's closing, and I think on 5-lap-old tyres, when his tyres are up to temperature, potentially could see a 3-way scrap here for the lead.
Yeah, could definitely do. He has also got that yellow fuel marker at the moment though, suggesting that he needs to do a bit of fuel saving around this circuit, so maybe a bit of lifting and coasting, maybe even getting into the DRS range of those ahead, and then being able to just lift off and use that pace might help him. Here comes Maxi though on the back of Neymar. I feel like this is going to be a common theme in the final few laps of this race. Round the outside goes the McLaren driver, too deep there in the end, and Neymar holds on to that position as Max Fierro has crashed. I think that is coming through Ascari, so another victim of the Ascari chicane. Neymar now, he's got a bit of a gap ahead of Maxi. If he can push a bit and break that 1 second window, that could really help him take the victory in this race.
He could do. Let's see then what can happen with him, because he is. I think maybe he's just waiting a lap for let Neymar go a little bit to waste a bit more ERS and then close up.
Yeah, it's very possible. I mean, what that has done is, like you said, Funky Chicken, that's giving him a big helping hand to catching up to these drivers, because he's now in the DRS of Maxi. So we'll have to see, despite having those 5-lap older tyres than the McLaren, 4-lap older than the AlphaTauri, there's no dangers in terms of tyre wear or punctures, I don't think, for any of these drivers at the end of this race. So they're not going to have to worry about that whatsoever. As that's another driver. Halbeco has retired, and is that it's another victim of Ascari. Promotes Mays up into 8th place, and all those drivers behind him as well. Back towards the lead of this race, though, as now Green Ace retires. That is coming out of... Is that coming from Ascavi as well, or is that the... I think that's coming out of the Lesbo. So he's out of this race. Quite a few drivers finding it very tricky. Quite an attritional race here at Monza. We've had 7 retirements so far. 4 laps to go, and it is Neymar, Maxi, and Funky Chicken, the top 3 drivers. The Haas is going to have to go some, though, with that 3-second penalty to take the victory.
It is indeed, and he's only Funky Chicken's only 1.5 seconds behind your leader, though. So I still believe he's got it in him to win this one. Well, that's what I'm going to say.
I think winning on track's a definite possibility.
Yeah.
Winning after penalties, probably going to take a bit of a miracle right now. And got Volsey just starting to come into range as well. He's just over a second behind these drivers. So as soon as he gets within that DRS range, you've got to think he might have a bit of a chance of getting ahead of Funky Chicken, and maybe those, especially if he can get it done in the next lap or 2. As you're quite right, Ivor Green Knight. They are dropping like flies around here. Hopefully they'll be able to recover for the next race, of course, around Austria. Tonight's TTML charity event, all in aid of Great Ormond Street Hospital. The link is at the top of the stream and is in the description below. As there we go, Volsey, fastest lap of the race then. Can he get onto the back of the Funky Chicken? He's on for a podium anyway. Can he get a podium out on track? And if he can, could he perhaps challenge those front 2 for the win of this race?
I believe he can, because he has got the softer compound of tyres on. That is the quicker tyre right now. So yeah, I believe he can.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any communication as well between the Haas drivers here. I think over the last few years, Gunter Stein has torn more than a few hairs out at Grosjean and Magnussen, and now Mazepin and Schumacher. But Funky Chicken and Volsey keeping it nice and clean at the moment. We'll see if Volsey has got the pace. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. And that is King Kian, who's been into the pits again for a set of medium tyres. Not enjoying this race at the moment in 13th place. But he's still going when so many others have fallen by the wayside. Back towards the leaders, and Neymar just keeping Maxi at bay, who's just keeping Funky Chicken at bay. But that was a fantastic exit from Volsey coming out of the Escarvish again. He might be able to get this move done on the way down towards Parabolica. He's got the inside line on his teammate here down the inside with that extra grip. He'll have the... Well, will he have the DRS on the car in front? I'm not quite so sure after all of that. And if not, that might be a chance for Funky Chicken to get the move back. Doesn't look like either of them have got the DRS though. And that is Volsey up into 3rd with 2 laps remaining. Just might be too little too late though, I think, for him to perhaps challenge Maxi and Neymar for this victory.
I think it will be a little bit too late for them too. For him, I mean. But in the background, we do have Robin and Storm battling for P6. That is the closest battle we have on circuit right now.
Oh, we've got one for the lead though now. Maxi down the inside at the first part of the Roger there. I wonder if Neymar made a slight mistake, because he did seem to have a fairly comfortable advantage, and that has really brought these front 4 drivers together. Storm in the end wasn't able to get that move done. You've got Conte closing into the back of Gies as well, but just the older tyres on the Alfa Romeo car are really making it quite difficult. Is Maxi going to be close enough to have a go down this DRS straight into Ascavi? Not this time around here. And it goes a bit deep as well, and that's going to give a fantastic chance for Volsey, who's nearly being squeezed off the circuit here. Volsey, we've seen him do one move down the inside of Parabolica, and it looks like he's getting another.
It does indeed. Here he goes then, and he's through. So it could be, with 1 lap to go and they cross the line, he could still maybe potentially take the win of this one.
It is very possible indeed. He's got the DRS, he's got a bit of ERS as well. Storm and Robin are battling through that part of the Parabolica as well, and that's another move. It's not normally a common overtaking point, but these drivers don't seem to be caring about that tonight. Storm gets the move done on the run down towards Parabolica. That means he doesn't have the DRS. I do wonder if that was a bit of a tactic from Robin, just to let the Racing Point driver get ahead of him. Here comes Volsey though, all the way around the outside of Curva Grande. That's going to give him the inside for the Moggia chicane. He's got the overlap, he's used all his ERS, he doesn't care. He takes the lead of this race. Has Neymar got anything left to fight with?
I potentially think he has got something to fight with ERS, and he just wants that position back. I think now he'll try anything he can to get it back now. Let's see if he can then down the DRS straight here. It looks like he's a little bit too far back actually this time to try it. But here he goes on the outside. Is he going to make it stick? No.
Not able to make it stick round the outside then. He's got a bit more ERS though than Volsey. This is going to come down to the final corner, and then I think a drag race towards the line. We've got Haas on the inside, Alpha Tauri on the outside. Don't count out the McLaren and the Haas in the background if this gets a bit tasty. Between the two of them, Neymar's all the way out the wide. He's not going to have the grip in the end to do this. It's going to be a photo finish pretty much. Volsey takes the win. Neymar in second. Maxi Sim in third. Great recovery to fourth place by Funky Chicken, even after penalties. After that lap 1 damage, Pariah Robin finishes behind Storm in the end after penalties. Mays will drop behind Geese as well. Conti will round out the top 10. Smitzy, Invictus and Kinky M will be your final finishers. And another fantastic race here on the Great Ormond Street Hospital charity event. Volsey taking it by 66 thousandths of a second. And Maxi as well in third place, less than a second off the lead.
Yeah, what a finish that was. We could have gone anyway really at the line there. I wish the line was a little bit further away, so we had a little bit more battle to see actually if Neymar could take it or not. But well done to Wolsey, as you say, an absolute fantastic drive.
Yeah, a brilliant job from Volsey, starting on those medium tyres. It was that, and that alternate strategy worked out absolutely fantastically for him, and unsurprisingly, he gets the in-game driver of the day, does the Haas driver. So brilliant third race of the night. We've had Britain, we've had Bahrain, we've had Italy. Next one around is going to be, of course, the Austrian Grand Prix. There are the drivers on the podium, the Haas, the Alpha Tauri and the McLaren. It was a great finale to that race. Despite early on, it did look as though that Alpha Tauri of Neymar and the McLaren of Maxi were just running away with things a bit.
It did indeed, and then you saw Wolsey come into the pits, and you're just there like coming onto the softer compound of tyres. You thought he was not going to do it, and then out of nowhere, just the great moves he made to get back up to the lead was incredible.
Yeah,
and sorry, just to say, even getting the fastest lap as well in that one.
Fastest lap, victory, last to first. You're not going to do too much better than that, are you? I think Volsey in the next race just needs to do the entire race on one set of tyres and see how well he can do. He'll get himself disqualified, of course. But it is Volsey who takes the victory. Neymar in second, Maxi in third, Funky Chicken, Pariah, Storm, Robin, Keys, Mays and Conti. Rounding out the top 10, Smitzy, Invictus and Kinky and were the final finishers. Halbico, Green Ace, Max Fierro, Kiki, Ivorbring Mike, Freakronk and Day crashing out in that race. Those bottom three all involved in incidents, in 3 separate incidents on that first lap of the race. We've had a question here. What does the DRS do? Drag reduction system. When you're within a second of the car in front, opens up the rear wing, and yeah, you get a lot less drag. You get a lot more straight line speed, and no circuit on the game showcases that better than the next one. Austria. 3 DRS zones on what is one of the shortest circuits on the calendar. 62, 63 second lap times quite comfortably around here. There could be one heck of a DRS train.
There could be indeed. The 12 miles an hour you get difference is incredible around this circuit if you put the DRS open. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. And as you're rightly saying, yeah, it is around 1-3, 1-2, 1-3 or 1-4 for this one. So let's see actually how the drivers are going to cope around here. The only worry for me probably would be corner 3 and probably corner 4, where you probably see most of the incidents happen around here.
Yeah, definitely. That turn 3 can cause quite a few issues. I know it does look like turn 2, but it is turn 3, trust us. Somehow that turn 2 counts as a corner, where I swear you could do it in a Reliant Robin flat out and avoid turning over. You do see some battles through that middle sector as well, though. Turn 6, 7 and 8. Quite a few times you get side-by-side action through there. And compared to most circuits, actually, it's turn 1 where you don't see too many overtakes around here. It's all about setting it up for that second and maybe the third DRS straight.
Indeed it is, yeah. So on like the only time really you see the most overtakes at corner 1 is lap 1. I don't know why that is, but there must be a reason why not many people try to overtake at corner 1. Maybe because it's uphill and it's not very good a place to overtake. I don't know, but you always see it in corner 2 and 4 and 3 are the ones you do see most of the overtakes in, and as you say, the second sector as well, you catches people out, and also does provide some good overtakes as well.
Yeah, it does provide some fantastic action as well. And I can tell you, officially, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to that £50, obviously, from Freak Frank, we are above we're above the £100 target. We are now £254. Thank you, everyone that has donated, all 18 of you, plus the ones on the PayPal that will be calculated later on. Thank you so much for your generosity. And I think after this race, we'll be wondering what sort of drink is Smitzy going to go for. Is he going to go for the champagne, or will it be something a bit cheaper in the shoey? So there, just waiting right now for the final race of the night. Qualifying underway shortly. One shot qualifying around this circuit. Only 3 drivers invalidated in Monza, James. I think there'll be quite a few more than 3 around here. This is definitely one of those circuits where in one shot qualifying, can't really afford to go flat out, because if you make a mistake, you'll be starting from so far down the grid.
Agreed. It's always the last couple of corners on this circuit where if you go too wide at them, your lap is gone. So it will be tricky to see for some drivers around here. But yeah, I believe about 5 or 6 will be invalidated on this one.
Yeah, I know if I was doing it, I think I'd probably manage to get it wrong straight away coming through turn 1, and then the rest of the lap kind of pretty much pointless through there. But it won't be too long before we do get the qualifying underway. This one shot, and we'll see which car we're going to be going on board with for this final qualifying run around the Austrian circuit. Drivers just picking their setups now, and the tyres, of course, are allowed to change a few things in the race. Front wing, tyre pressures, and differential. Don't really see the tyre pressures getting changed too much around most of the circuits. Qualifying obviously to come first, but in the race we've already spoken about turn 3 and turn 4, probably where you'll see the majority of the overtakes. The final few drivers then just starting to get themselves ready, and we'll see who we are gonna go on board with. Let's go on board then with someone different. Let's see what TTG Storm can do then in the racing points as he makes his way through the first part of the circuit. Turn 1, DRS open once again on the long run uphill then, and through the flat out turn 2 into the Remus curve at turn 3, braking at the 100 metre point, the slowest corner on the circuit, less than 50 miles per hour, about 75 kilometres per hour at the apex. Short shifting as you open the DRS once more. Be very careful on the braking zone towards turn number 4. Very easy to snatch your front right if you do not use ABS. Flat out through turn number 5, and then the middle sector of the circuit where downforce is fairly key. 6, 7 and 8. Make sure you don't get a step of oversteer, as you will be going a long way off into that gravel trap. Take a lot of the curb at turn 8. Storm, unsurprisingly, taking it a bit more careful than you would in a short qualifying session. Now 9 and 10, a very tricky pit entry at this Austrian circuit. Turn 10, always a danger getting it wrong through there, but a very clean lap from Storm so far puts him into 4th place, as we have had, I think, 7 valid lap times. 6 even in the end.
Wow, I am very surprised on that one. I kind of got it right with 6, but that was for how many I was going to retire, not finish.
Yeah, I think I was definitely not expecting that many invalidations, but I think that means we could see first bits of action in the race as you get all the disqualified from the sessions appearing at the bottom of the screen. Kiki, Funky Chicken, less than a 10th off, making it 2 poles out of 2. Pariah, Storm, Green Ace and Invictus. Everyone else, with Max Fierro being the lucky one, starting in 7th ahead of Smitsky, Ivor Brinwright and Robin. Everyone else invalidated their laps, which of course does mean for those starting 7th to 10th, they are going to get a fresh set of tyres, and we saw how good the alternate strategy was for Volzy in the last race. He's going to be starting 11th. He might give it a go again this time.
He indeed will give it a go again in this one. But yeah, I think most of them will start on probably the mediums on this one and go straight to the softs for the last little bit of the race.
Yeah, it's normally around Austria in the 50% race. It's tough between the soft medium and the soft hard. Around here, similar to what we said in Monza, you're not going to be seeing anyone, I don't think, using that set of hard tyres. Probably coming in a bit earlier off the set of soft, so maybe more around out of 18, probably more around lap 7, lap 8, rather than trying to stretch that beyond the halfway point of the race. And got to say, this is pretty much anyone's game. The first race showed there's all sorts of carnage that can happen around here, around most circuits, especially this one. Turn 1 can cause problems, and that first run into turn 3, drivers going from over 200 miles per hour to less than 50, as we saw at the apex. Don't be surprised if we see the odd broken front wing on that run into turn 3 on lap 1. We are then waiting then. Drivers are underway for the formation lap, and we'll get to see what tyres everyone has gone on for. And unlike last time, where most of the drivers outside the top 10 went for the soft tyres, this time most of them have gone for the medium. Smitsky, lead car on those mediums, starting in 8th place. Out of those that had a free choice, out of the 14, yes, 1-4, that invalidated, as Smitsky gets disqualified from the session, so he's going to be having cold tyres. It is Max, Iverbrin Mike, Volzy, and Halkabo, I should say, sorry. They're the only drivers going for a set of the soft tyres, so especially for the FNR driver starting in 18th, he'll be hoping he can take advantage of the quicker warm-up and get some moves done early on before perhaps he gets stuck in a DRS train, James.
Yes, indeed. It is going to be, as you say, there's lots of DRS trains around here. But I'm just very surprised to still see some of the guys like Walls, like as you said, Waltzy, and one other driver. I think that's second from last, going on the soft tyres in this one. I thought everyone from about 8th downwards would have gone on the mediums on this one.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Any predictions then, James, for who's going to take the victory?
Victory for this one, I'm going to go Funky Chicken for this one. I know in the last race he did really well and it was unlucky with the penalty, but I think he could do something in this one. And I'm going to say as well, maybe outside of this one, Storm to do well in this one.
Yeah, I think Funky Chicken will definitely be looking for some revenge after the last race. Conti just coming into the final grid start, and James, I'll let you take us away for the final race of the night then.
Okay then, so here they come then. Are we waiting for last to come on the grid? No, already there. So here they come then. The 5 red lights are now on. They are out and away we go at the start of this one. Funky Chicken gets a really good start here, he does, and is up to the lead of the race. Pariah trying to get down the inside here. Has he made it? And I think we've had contact already for this at the start of this one. And a few cars in the background, I think, have gone around. They have. That is Neymar and Robin that have gone around at corner number 1 here. But everyone else at the moment is clean away.
Yeah, everyone is clean away. I think Max just absolutely sent it on those soft tyres. And Smitsky, despite having the colder tyres, he's coming in a decent chance here. Down round the outside of his teammate. He might be trying to get 2 in 1 here. Down the inside of Kiki on this first lap of the race. In mid-contact. Big dive there. Kiki turning in a bit too early as well. There's more contact with drivers in the background. Funky Chicken, though, in the lead of this race. Green Ace in second. Robin down in last. Just trying to see if he's got any damage from what is the most unhelpful helicopter camera angle I have ever seen. And yes, he is missing part of his front wing, so don't be too surprised to see him coming into the pits. Funky Chicken, though, into the lead of this race. Green Ace got a brilliant start from his starting position. He's up 3 places. Smitsky up 3 places as well on that set of medium tyres. As we saw in the first race, he's probably in a very good position now.
Indeed, he is in a good position there. He is. I think we've had a spinner in the background. That's Invictus has gone around, and he collected, I think, Waltzy he collected.
Yeah, he did. Collected Voltzy there. Maxie's gone for a very interesting tyre choice here. Not maybe predicting some weather on the radar that we're not quite seeing at the moment, but he's gone for a set of intermediate tyres.
Maybe he wants to challenge himself for this race.
Yeah, will definitely be a challenge. Geese has managed to get past Max.
Yeah, he's hit the wall and he's out. Maxie is.
Turns out it was too much of a challenge then for Maxie. Unfortunately, he's out of the race, stranded in the middle of the of the circuit. Thank the Lord for ghosting, I think is all I can say for that one. That'd been quite a sight for Robin coming up the hill. Funky Chicken, though, another fastest lap of the race. We said expect DRS trains around here. Funky Chicken's got no interest in that. 1.5 seconds ahead already at the end of lap 2.
Indeed. Yeah, he's just breaking away at the moment. He is here. And as we go up the first DRS zone of the race, we have our DRS train that we expected to have, which is Samitsky, Kiki. We do Gies is trying to close up to the batter there with Machito, and then the rest of them in the background. Just there's too much to look at. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, there definitely is. Unfortunately for Kiki, went a bit deep on the brakes on Smitsky, ran into the back of the Renault driver, did get the move done, but has damaged his front wing in the process, and you can see now he's really struggling for this part of the circuit where you need the downforce. Kiki loses the place to Smitsky, and Mashiro getting very close in the background. Vols is retired from the race. He's not going to be able to make it. 2 winners out of 2 races here, but Mashiro round the outside of Kiki, and I think we'll be seeing the Alfa Romeo driver come into the pit. Started on pole, got a bad start, and it's really just got worse from there for Kiki. Just about gets it slowed down in time. He'll be able to put mediums on though, and they will get him towards the end of this race as Mashiro down the inside then of Smitsky. The Mercedes driver now a lead car on those medium tyres, and all this battling, James, has brought Gies and Max Fierro back into play.
It has indeed, and they're on the quicker tyre. Well, Max is on the quicker tyre, and we'll have to see what happens there. But in the foreground, Storm has just gone down the inside in corner 4 there of Green Ace. So that's up to second now. So hopefully he's thinking now I can close up and try and catch it with Funky Chicken here.
Yeah, definitely, and I think he'll be needing to do it pretty fast. Funky Chicken at the end of lap 4 is going to have about 2.5 second lead over the field as he's picked up a time penalty. Green Ace has already got one as well. We said expect quite a few around this circuit. Mashiro still all over the back of Smitsky, sticking to that right hand side. Is this going to be an early pit stop for Mashiro? And yeah, he is. This is going to be a very aggressive strategy from the Mercedes. Not sure if he has got any damage on his car, and that is why he's coming in. But the Mercedes and Mashiro off the medium tyres is in at the end of lap 4. He's going to have to do 14 laps on those softs. That's going to be an achievement if he manages it.
Yeah, I don't think he would be able to do that. Probably maximum maybe 8 or 9, but we'll wait and see what he can do on them. And as we were saying that it may be for Storm to close up to Funky Chicken, it's not the case at the moment. It's staying at comfortably at 5.4, 2.4, 2.5 at the moment.
Yeah, Funky Chicken just in a position where he can control things ever so slightly at the moment. So we've only had one double winner then tonight. It was Chris G who took the victory in the first 2 races of the night at Britain and Bahrain. Volsey was aiming to do that and he's not been able to do so as Robin has retired from the race. That is on the exit of turn 1. Very easy. You just run a bit wide through turn 1. It's exceptionally easy to get on the curb there and spin out, as Robin has found out, unfortunately.
He has indeed. As into the last section of corners, well, actually, sorry, I thought there was a battle there, but Saminsky just comes into the pits now. But yeah, it's just like corner 1, as you say. It's very hard to come out of it. If you clip the curb too much, you can spin the car and you can crash out and lose a lot of time. But it has, as we said, Green Ace has actually closed up now again to Storm, only by about 2 tenths, but still, that is still enough to get in DRS range of Storm.
Yeah, and I think especially if he can stay within DRS range and then pull off the undercut, could work out very well. Mashiro's done the undercut and he's now 2.9, well, basically, as near as makes no difference, 3 seconds ahead of the Renault of Smitsky. So that's been a great job from him. And some people who are involved in the stream have been donating. Tom Zaggers, who produces all the graphics that you see here at TTML and EML as well. £8.20 from him, thank you very much. And Mr. James Boyle, £5. Thank you, thank you. Got a yellow flag in the middle sector. I think that is Huskabo who's spun around. So that lets his teammate Neymar through up into 14th place. And this could be a big stop then. Storm into the pits from the medium tyres. Well, onto the medium tyres, I should say. Perhaps trying to cover off that undercut from Green Ace and to see if he can pull off an undercut. Perhaps not to take the lead from Funky Chicken. But if the Racing Point can just get within DRS range of Funky in the Haas. That should make it a very interesting finale to this race.
It will do indeed, and I believe as well Funky Chicken probably pits this lap or next lap, and then maybe Green Ace maybe take it a couple laps, maybe 1 or 2 laps more than Funky Chicken, just so he can then maybe stretch it out and then see if he can get the overcut, because you can do overcuts around here.
Yeah, it is definitely possible. Pariah making his way then past King Kian. He gets up as Invictus retires in the pit lane then, so that is our 6th retirement from this race, because we've seen Haukebo has gone out as well in the pit. So we are down to 14. I think we ended up on 13, didn't we, in the last race at Monza? So we're getting there pretty quickly here. Mashiro on the back of his teammate. Kian's yet to come into the pits, and I'm not sure if he was wanting to come into the pits on that lap, but he found his teammate getting in the way. So that is Mashiro up into 7th place. Green Ace and Max Fierro into the pits, and you can just see the power of the undercut here. There was about a second between the Racing Point and the Ferrari. Now Storm comfortably ahead of Green Ace. Funky Chicken clearly wanting those fresher medium tyres at the end of this race then.
Yes, and Green Ace has literally come out side by side with Pariah's here, but he does keep the position there. But I was surprised actually with that one, because I thought Green Ace would come out a bit further down the field than he did. He came out in P4 at the moment, so it's actually come out very well in this one, and it's the only 2 drivers that haven't actually, well, there's a couple that haven't actually, but the 2 in the top 3 that haven't pitted are Funky Chicken and Geese at the moment. But yeah, it's surprising at the moment to see so many drivers out this race. I thought there'd be a few out, but hardly like 6 that we've had so far.
Yeah, I think they're finding walls at parts of the circuit, a bit like we saw the drivers doing in Paul Ricard qualifying, where you're not quite expecting him to do so. Pariah and Green Ace, this battling's just bringing Mashiro back into things. Funky Chicken and Geese are fitted from 1-2, and that is how much of a lead Funky Chicken has had. He's coming from the lead of this race. He is still in the lead of this race. Funky Chicken in the lead, Storm 2nd, Green Ace 3rd, Pariah still hanging on with Mashiro there as well, and this could get very tasty on the run through turn 2 into turn 3. Green Ace is in 3rd place at the moment. The Red Bull's going to be able to go one way, and I think we're going to see the Mercedes and Mashiro try to go the other way here. Down the inside goes the Red Bull of Pariah. He is up into 3rd. Green Ace gets forced out ever so slightly wide. It's like Verstappen and Leclerc all over again. Mashiro says thank you very much, takes that 3rd place, and using those soft tyres now while they're good is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to build a gap, because by the end of this race they're going to look very second-hand indeed.
They are indeed, and also Geese has just got past I think Conti there for P number 7.
Yeah, Geese on those yeah, I think 1 lap fresher tyres there, just making the difference. Gets ahead of Conti, both of them trying to catch up to Smitsky, who didn't look too bad earlier on, but he was fairly close to Mashiro, but he's not been able to follow along with him. He's now about 5 seconds behind the Mercedes driver, but Smitsky, can he stretch those softs towards the end of this race? And battles further down the field, you've got Kiki on the back of Ivor Bryn Mike. 3 laps difference in the medium tyres in the favour of Mike in the McLaren at this moment in time. Geese is looking very close to the back of Smitsky. He's going to be able to go for a late dive down the inside here into turn number 3. Very late on the brakes. Gets the car stopped just about in time. However, he's still got to try and get it back ahead of the Renault driver. He's got the DRS. He's going to have to go all the way round the outside here of turn number 4. This will be a fantastic move if the Williams driver can pull it off round the outside on the fresher soft tyres. Geese is up into 6th. A bit like, probably not for the victory, but a bit like last race. Don't count him out for a good result. Last time it was Volsey on the soft tyres. This time, maybe Geese and Mashiro.
Maybe indeed. Just to say though that if we look at Geese has got 6 seconds of penalties, so that is going to hinder him at the end of the race. But on track right now, he has just done, I think, the overtake of the race.
Yeah, it was supreme confidence on the brakes into turn 2. I didn't think he was going to quite get the car stopped as Mashiro here pulls out of the slipstream of Storm on the run down towards turn 2 and 3. Job done. Thank you very much. Mashiro takes 2nd place. Now, got to make hay while the sun shines. Got to get away from the Storm, from Pariah. We have also seen Pariah and Green Ace drop that ever so slight bit back from these drivers. Got to try and get away as much as possible before those softs start wearing out indeed. King Kian starts picking up penalties. It is only our top 2 drivers. So Funky Chicken Vishiro, then Pariah. I was about to say Conti, but he's just picked up one, and Smitsky. So 4 drivers yet to pick up any penalties. Very good job from those at the moment. Lap 11 out of 18. Soon about to head on to lap 12 of this race. Fair play to Neymar. He's down in 14th, a long way behind King Kian. He's still going, setting the fastest lap.
It's good, but I'm surprised that he's all the way down there in 14th at the moment. Maybe it was probably because of a bit of contact on lap number 1, but I'm still surprised that he is down there. And then there is, yeah, it's a surprise he's down there really, but Conti is still, I'm still really surprised on this one. Conti's still keeping up with Smitsky here on the, I know he's on 1 lap younger tyres, but I thought Smitsky, from getting back through past him last lap as well, would have pulled away by now.
Yeah, Smitsky, as we said, those first that first stint, he was looking very quick indeed. Seems to have tailed off a bit in this one, but still putting in some pretty good performances and doesn't have any penalties yet. So with the situation with those drivers ahead of him, if the race finished now, he'd jump geese and he'd not be too far off of getting ahead of Green Ace either for maybe a top 5 position. So we'll have to wait and see how those softs hold off on the Smitsky's car. And there we go, Green Ace does get himself a penalty, so we would see Smitsky work his way up into 5th position. In the lead though, and we haven't really talked about him much, 6.5 seconds ahead, 6 laps to go. Feel like this is the performance we were robbed from seeing on Funky Chicken in the last race, where he qualified on pole at Monza, had that incident into turn 1, shook it off to get a 4th place, and he's come back into this race in fantastic form.
He has indeed taken this one with the skin of, taken this one. It's been like a Sunday drive, we'll say, for him, as we've just seen in the background Geese getting past Green Ace for P number 5. But yeah, as you said, Funky Chicken is just in a world of his own, I would say, just keeping that gap consistently at 6.7, and has not put a foot wrong this race.
No, he's putting in an absolutely fantastic performance. I wonder if he's going to reward himself with some chicken at the end of it. He's definitely earned it. Brilliant performance from him. Thank you very much to Invictus. Might have retired from this race, but thank you very much for the £5 donation. Much appreciated. Can we hit £300? Purely on the Just Giving page, ignoring the PayPal. Can we hit 300 by the end of this race? Just £28 left to go, people. Just 5 laps left to go. Funky Chicken 6.5 seconds ahead of Rashiro. Storm managing to stay with him now, so how long are the softs on the Mercedes going to be able to last for? Can we see Storm maybe get up to 2nd place on track and maybe even 2nd place on penalties as well? Conti still on the back of Smitsky. I don't think he's going to be on the back of him for very long. Outside line he goes, stays on the racing line, and that is Conti up into 7th position, and they are just ever so slightly reeling in Green Ace, and now 1.8 seconds ahead, well behind I should say, of the Ferrari car. But with each lap, the mediums on that Ferrari should start to get better than the softs on Conti and Smitsky's cars.
Indeed, they will. I think it's like in a couple. I think it maybe be next lap or the lap after they'll be fine to go, and then the softs will lose their grip anyway in this one. But yeah, I'm still surprised though, because Mashiro did pull away, but it's staying at about a second for the 2nd position here. So I know it's 7-lap-old mediums and they're just getting into their rhythm now, but the 9-lap-old softs that Mashiro has, I thought would have gone by now, like be dead nearly. But he's keeping that gap at consistently 1 second, which is really good to see. And also, as you can see right now, is he going to go side by side here with Geese? He is. And does get past Pariah here, but Pariah's going to do the cutback.
Yeah, Pariah's going to try and attempt the cutback here on Geese here. It gets him a slipstream of his NSR teammate, gets the DRS as well, and Pariah tries it down the inside. Bit of a slide into the side of the Williams, bit of contact on the end of the corner, and that is the difference, ladies and gentlemen, between slightly fresher soft tyres versus the mediums. The softs are still looking very good on that Williams, and Geese holds on to 4th. Further down the field, Smitsky still going around in 8th place, still one of the drivers keeping it clean though, which is good for him. It's now Funky Chicken, Mashiro and Smitsky are able to keep it clean, and a bit like Mashiro, Smitsky doing a very good job on those older soft tyres. 3 laps to go then. Funky Chicken's now 7 seconds ahead of Machero. Won't even be the pole and the win. Is he going to be able to get the fastest lap as well? No, that's currently Neymar on a 104.9 on those soft tyres. I can't see that getting beaten unless we do see, like Friedvonk has done, coming to the pits for a fresh set of the soft tyres. As Neymar's still pushing hard, gets himself a penalty. It's looking like Storm, despite having medium tyres, despite having fresher tyres, just can't quite keep up with Machero, who's done a great job managing these 10-lap-old softs. So that's probably equivalent to, probably in the range of 15, 16-lap-old soft tyres in a 50% race.
Yes, and they're pretty much gone by now. That is the only thing that I would say. I think they've gone. Like, they have not much grip left, but how he's racing them very comfortably, and he's keeping that gap, as we say, about 1 second to 1.5 seconds. So it's not... I still don't know how he's doing it, really, because it's like the tyres would have kind of gone by now. But as we say as well, Pariah is now right on the back of Gies again. Is he going to get the DRS up? He is, but I don't think it's going to be enough this time to actually get past Gies into corner 3. We'll have to wait and see. I still don't know why at this circuit they call that little kink in the corner 2.
Yeah, there's quite a few corners that don't really count on this game. That is definitely well up there as the worst one, and Gies unsurprisingly managed to hold him off through corner 2 and turn 3 as well. So Gies 4th, Pariah in 5th. Thank you very much to the £10 donation, Charlie. Massive apologies I missed the race, but you guys are racing for a great cause. It is a great cause indeed, and thank you to yourself and the other 21 supporters on the Just Giving page so far for the £282 that we have reached. And not long to go in this race, and Funky Chicken, just over a minute's time, will become the 3rd different winner that we've had tonight at the Great Ormond Street Hospital charity event here on League Racing TV. 7.5 seconds ahead of Machero. Are we going to get 2022 Silverstone flashbacks? Are the tyres going to hold out on that Mercedes?
I think they will do, but just about here they will. But look at this, he's got an even better run this time, does Pariah, on Gies here. I think Gies' tyres are going, and here goes Pariah then down the inside line here into corner 3. Has he made his stick? They have a rub of contact, and I think he's made it through this time. Yes, he has.
Yeah, he has made it through, and he was behind the detection point, so it gets for DRS to help him defend that position. So Pariah up into 4th. We'll have to wait and see what the penalties do. One man, though, who's not had to worry about penalties or pretty much anything over the 18 laps of this race is Funky Chicken. It was his Haas teammate who took the victory in Italy, and I'm sure Funky Chicken perhaps thought that he might have had a chance at that race if it wasn't for the incident. He took the lead into turn 1 this time around. Funky Chicken wins here at Austria. Machero has dragged 13 laps out of those soft tyres to come home in 2nd place. Storm finishes 3rd. We'll have to wait and see what the penalties do, and it is Pariah who ends up taking that 3rd place in the end. Storm and Gies round out the top 5. Green Ace faded a bit at the end, still comes home in 7th after Smitsky gets promoted up into 6th place. Great battles throughout the field, but Funky Chicken didn't have to worry about any of that, and he takes the victory here in Austria.
We still got battles. We still got a battle here, which is Kieran and Mike coming out of the last corner now, and Kieran made a little mistake. Is he going to lose another position? No, he's not. But yeah, as you were saying, Funky Chicken has literally done nothing wrong in that race from start to finish. A great race, and a well-deserved winner.
Yeah, well, definitely a well-deserved winner. Machero gets the driver of the day. Great pace and great tyre management from the Japanese driver. Brilliant performance from himself. Don't know if you're going to get that on stream, but not so brilliant dance moves from Funky Chicken. He definitely was looking fairly funky there. The stream did just catch a bit of that. He takes the victory. Machero in 2nd place, and Pariah, as he said, for his sister, taking a very well-deserved 3rd position. In the end there, Storm finishing where he started in 4th. Great performance from Gies, moving up 11 places in the end to finish in 5th. Smitsky, one of only 3 drivers to keep it clean in terms of penalties, in 6th. Green Ace, Kiki, Conti and Max Fierro round out the top 10. We saw either Bryn Mike and King Kian have that incident on the final lap of the race there, 11th and 12th. Freak Bronc was 13th. Neymar, fastest lap, a lap down, was the final finisher. Hokubo, Invictus, Robin, Volzy, and Maxi Same, the drivers who did not finish in that race. And all across the night, 4 fantastic races, 4 fantastic cars to bring to an end F1 2020 here at TTML.
Indeed, there were 4 fantastic races, and I've got to say as well, our 2 races that we covered tonight were 2 really amazing races as well. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I was about to say, we saw like 2 great races, 2 great winners as well in 2 different fashions. Funky Chicken leading from the front and no one able to get close to him, whereas Volzy had to do it on the strategy and do some great overtakes in that race, similar to what Machiro did in this one to claim second.
Yeah, indeed, that's basically how you had to do it in the first race, and at both 2 really quick circuits, 2 circuits where you can go flat out 90% of 80% of the circuits, and it just shows you how much they can race around there. And even though they do get penalties, still keeping it 90% of the time clean throughout the whole of the races.
Yeah, definitely did a fantastic job keeping it clean. As thank you very much, Pariah, celebrating his podium. I don't know if he gets any prize money from NSR for podiums, but if he does, he's just wiped it all out. £48. Thank you very much to Pariah for that, bringing us over the £300 target, and we've got the rest of the PayPal donations to add in as well. Link in the description below for the main funding, justgiving.com/fundraising/TTML. An absolutely fantastic cause. Great to see as well so many people, drivers, commentators, other people in the league racing community. Great to see so many drivers and people making donations.
I totally agree on that one.
Yeah, and that is pretty much it then. Thank you everyone so much for watching all the races across tonight. Thanks to obviously all the drivers, Pariah, for inspiring us to do this event. Thank you also to James and Pepsi Freak, who took us through the first 2 races of the night. Thank you to James for joining me for this one. Thank you as well to Tom, the Tom, the graphics man in the background. And thank you so much as well to everyone that was watching. That is it then for TTML on F1 2020. We'll be back on F1 2021, so make sure to check out all the socials. You can see there the Instagram and the Twitter as well. Make sure to keep donating as well. All those links in the description. But for myself and James, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.
Bye.
These are childhood dreams. It's how it used to be. We were kings and queens in our childhood dreams.
Every weekend is the same. I'm the one you try to claim. Yeah, I already know about your game, but I'm not the one. Is it around? Let me play. Call me up with no shame. All your words sound the same. Yeah, I already know about your game, but I'm not the one. Is it around and be played? If you come around just to play me, don't bother, cause you ain't overdue it. Don't even try to convince me. Don't bother, cause now I see you through. If you come around just to play me, your stupid games. Come around, come around. If you come around just to play me, don't bother, 'cause you're way overdue. Don't even try to convince me. Don't bother, 'cause now I see you through. If you come around to play me, don't bother, 'cause you're way overdue. Don't even try to convince me. Don't bother, 'cause now I see you through. I want you to come over. I wish that you would come and give me something to prove. Won't you pull me closer? I think that I'm obsessed with everything that you do. I'm waiting, trying to be patient. You look like a painting. It's so frustrating. I hate it, yeah. I probably shouldn't say this. I probably should erase it. I probably shouldn't say this. I'm living, give me your hand. I'm in it, yeah. I wanna be with you. If there's a last thing that I could do. Is there a last thing that I could do? I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do, I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do.
This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want now. This ain't what you want. You alive can't put me in a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a Scotch bunny. Don't try studying me, you cannot manage. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat. You'll be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs, they go tick, tick. Boom, you blow me, that head missing. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted, can't copy, printed, can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoke it into existence, so consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap, and I be spitting this.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.